My hearties, a very good evening to you. 'Tis me, Scottie McClue. And we're bang on tonight. Lovely stuff. 9 o'clock Saturday night. Nothing gets past me. And lovely to be with you. Now, we've had a problem tonight. So we've just got the TikTok. We've got the YouTube, and we've got the wonderful people live with us on Glasgow Essentials. So delighted to have you with us, Glasgow Essentials. Dinky-Doo, I say, from me, Scottie McClue. There's Professor Numpty Head saying, hi, Scottie. Hi, Numpty Head. How are you, La? Lovely to have you with us. And welcome, I say. I'll just take down a couple of negative comments there. We don't want that, do we, at the start? There's a Numpty Head saying hi, and hello, Scottie and all, says Tups Wahey. So welcome, Tups Wahey. So lovely to have you with us. And a big dinky-doo to you, I say. Now, I'm just going to move the Glasgow Essentials on Facebook over to the centre, and we can chat there. Wonderful stuff. So they'll be coming and joining us very, very shortly. Wonderful stuff. We like that. Now, I'm just going to go live on that. There we have it. Excellent. Starting the live there on the Glasgow Essentials. Tups Wahey, we'll get a call from you tonight, and a very, very warm welcome to our Glasgow Essentials people who have just joined us on Facebook. Lovely to see you, and welcome. There goes the neighborhood, says Tups Wahey. Absolutely. Everybody going bananas. It's wonderful. We like that, Tups. Good stuff, I say to you. So we're without our TikTokers tonight. We had a bit of a technical problem just as we were starting there. Always happens just when you're starting, but we're here. And that's what matters, I can tell you. There's Ozzy who says, greetings from Northern Ireland. Lovely to have you with us, Ozzy. Which part of Northern Ireland are you actually watching in? And then we can get a bit of chat. Hello, everyone, says Kareem. Hello, Kareem. Lovely to have you with us tonight. And a big dinky-doo to everybody who has joined us. This is marvelous. Now, what a week we have had, I say to you. A very, very, very busy week. And that's the sort of thing that can happen, though, I can tell you. So welcome. Scottie, I hope you've had a great day. I saw the Waverley going down the water this morning from the famous cut. Sean, amazing. And Sean, I didn't get to you last week. Had you posted me something about your uncle? Have I got, or was that another Sean? There we are. There are so many out there. What a lovely warm evening. So I would imagine a lot of people will be out doing this, that, and the next thing. We like that. Wonderful stuff. Now, the Waverley, I think, am I right in thinking that next week she goes absolutely live on her season? So I'm hoping this year to get a wee trip down the water on board the PS Waverley, because it was a dear old friend of mine that put the engines in her. I may have mentioned that before, from Rankin and Blackmore in Greenock in the town. Wonderful stuff. So, Sean, thank you very much from that. I've seen some stuff on social media, and she's looking well. 1947, she was launched, if I remember. And a wonderful story about it. The Captain Cameron at the time had been in command of Waverley 1, and Waverley 1 was bombed at Dunkirk, and they gave the command of Waverley 2 to Captain Cameron. I thought that was a lovely, lovely, lovely story. Portrush, small town in Northern Ireland. I know Portrush because you've got the marina, and people call into Portrush, a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. I tell you, Ozzy, you're very, very lucky. So there you go. So the phones are open, and we'll hopefully get a call from you as well. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McClue is live, big style, on the big one just for you. I tell you, yes, Portrush. We know Portrush, and we love all that. Guys, if you're on the YouTube and you're watching, give us a thumbs up. Or is it that way? If you go down to the bottom, you'll see the little thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up so that we know that you're actually watching. That is very important as well, I tell you. Now, what are you thinking of the way everything's shaping up? The King had a very successful trip to America to see the lovely Mr. Trump. So I hope that people will be changing their mind. If you haven't been 100% pro-Trump, you'll be changing your mind. I firmly put my thumb up, Scottie says, Tups. You're very kind, Tups. You know what to do. Oh, there we are. There we've got to, oh, yes, we've got the thumbs up. Somebody's taking the thumbs down there. That's shocking, that. Apologies for the split infinitive. No, we've had split infinitives on here before. Please don't worry. And if you're watching, of course, on the wonderful Facebook Live, can I tell you, 800,000 of you have watched in the last 28 days. Now, this is big, big stuff, guys. So if you get a chance to see Scottie McClue at Glasgow Essentials on Facebook, grab it. Yes, very important. There's Jackie, Dinky-Doo Jackie. Lovely to have you with us and a very warm welcome. There we are. I'm just going to have a little look and see who's on here. Hiya, Scottie. How's you? Says Jackie. We're beautiful, Jackie. And so lovely to have you with us. My thumbs are missing, says Numpty Heed. That's because you've been dialing and dialing and dialing, Numpty Heed, but thank you for that. Very, very important. I wonder who did a thumbs down there. They're back. We could see it on here, you see. It's marvelous, that is. Now, the telephone number 0141, there we are, 628-9795. Don't forget that. And you're welcome to give us a call and we can get some chat going. We like that. So there we have it. If you would like to do that, you would be very welcome. Remember, tonight we're minus the TikTokers. So we'll have to go and join them later. We had a problem with a device, but I'll see if I can get it working throughout the evening. So there you are. A troublesome device that doesn't seem to be starting up. And I've never had that before in my life. So I'll be very interested to see what's causing it. I may, of course, have picked up the wrong device. That's a possibility, I tell you. There we go. Good evening, Scottie Dinky-Doo. Good evening, Susan. Lovely to have you with us and welcome. And Tups and Susan are all chums. They're chatting away. Hello, Scottie McClue. Hello, Kareem. Kareem's come and joined us on Glasgow Essentials. Kareem, well over 800,000 have watched in the last 28 days. So there we go. Hi from sunny Bournemouth, says Brynbreed. Permission to land. Brynbreed, you have always got permission to land. So you come and join us. Touchdown. I'll speak to the tower about you. Here we go. Who have we got here? Yes, we'll just see who we've got here. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. There we go. I've got your call on, but for some reason, it's not popping up on the switchboard. Why is that, I ask you? So there we are. So let's just see what the problem is with that. There we go. Try again if you've been calling in, and we'll see if we can pick you up. That's the stuff. Now we're talking. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who do I have? Well, nice attempt. There we go. Try again. Right, that's that. Is it Kareem? Kareem, how are you? Kareem, you're getting asked here, and Numpty Heed is talking to Susan. Numpty Heed, we never finished our conversation, and you were what we call poorly last week, and we don't like that. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Oh, Scotty, you took me aback. It's Tops O'Hay.
Tops, did you ring before?
Yes, I did, and then you answered, and I haven't prepared anything.
Oh,
I'm all
Tops.
6s and 7s.
Tops, we never need to prepare. I don't have the TikTokers with me tonight, and I don't know why I've got a problem with one of the devices. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can tell you exactly what that is. As you know, I am a technology expert.
You are the man.
Having used computers for over 45 years.
Well, this one is not switching on. What do we do about that?
What you do is it's called percussive maintenance. You take a large hammer and you hit it very hard.
Don't try this at home now. This is for entertainment purposes only.
I'm telling you, Scotty, it's touch screens. Touch screens. The pinnacle of computer interaction is the mouse and keyboard. Anything after that, the touch screens, you'll notice that everything in the entire world is dumbed down.
Yes.
And that's in order to accommodate for the fact that if you press the wrong button on a touch screen, suddenly your personal details are sent to China.
Yes.
There's no contextual help like you get with a mouse, right? So it's not what I phoned up for.
No, but it's fascinating. I mean, you know, as you say, everything's been dumbed down, except, of course, SCOTTIE McCLUE. We will never dumb down.
Oh, we've dumbed up. I mean, I used the phrase split infinitive earlier. I mean, how much more erudite can you get than that, Scotty?
Well, here's somebody, very split infinitive. Here's somebody asking, am I following the nuker? So I would imagine his S didn't turn up.
What I get it. No, I was thinking it was either something to do with nuclear or it was
No, he says, are you following the nuker? So I would imagine there's been a problem with the S.
Just reminded me of something that drives me absolutely crazy. Do you mind if I vent for like 30 seconds?
30 seconds on predictive texts?
No, it's people who say the word nuclear, but they think it's pronounced nuclear, right?
Nuclear.
There's no such word as nuclear, unless specifically you're referring to the nuclear content of the nucleus in a cell in biology.
Yes, now you're talking.
Listen, I've heard people in the radio professing themselves to be defence experts, and they say, talk about nuclear weapons. There is no such word as nuclear.
Yeah, but have you heard, Tops? Have you heard that the Scots like to add something in? I had an old friend, and he used to say, I think she works for the Admiralty. And then he said that something had been buried and it had disintegrated.
Yeah, well, that's another big word here. That's a malaprop.
A malaprop, but I think the best one I ever heard was during exam time, somebody had come into a room and said, could they put milk in the fridge? And they'd been told, put it in that fridge because the other fridge is for the vigilantes. And the vigilantes were the invigilators.
That's a good one. I like to occasionally refer to my own Serbian wit instead of a Serbic, but that's a little bit too esoteric for some people.
Well, I like to say to people, I can't believe you phoned me, we must be septic.
I've got a few, but they're far too filthy.
They're too naughty. 2 seconds while you're on. Sean says, I let a friend at work listen to you telling Mr. Martin that you wouldn't trust him to sit the right way around in the lavatory. My friend couldn't stop laughing. Mr. Martin was something else.
Well, that reminds me about another thing that I noted down. Listen, how sad am I, Scotty? I take little notes when I'm watching you, and I think, hey, I can talk about that sometimes. Literally, like I don't have anything better to do on a Saturday night, right? But you don't mind a few weeks ago we were talking about the documentary about Century Radio and all the rest.
Yes. I popped it up. Did you see? I popped it up for you.
Oh, I didn't know. No, as you know, this is as close to social media.
Ah, of course, yes.
I don't have feeds. I don't have things that come up. I use my phone for phoning you.
Excellent.
And in an emergency,
yes,
I'll use an email, but my phone's for phoning. As I say, I'm far from a technology Luddite. But my goodness, the modern world, I'm just getting old, Scotty. That's what it is. Just getting old. But what I was going to say is, it's mentioned in that brilliant documentary. It was the advertising campaign for you when they started Century Radio.
Oh.
And as they say in the documentary, you were the star signing, the most expensive signing. That's the phrase they used. But they put the poster campaigns up in buses all over. Was it Manchester? No.
Well, no, it was all. I'll tell you, one of the funniest. It was a huge campaign. Liverpool, Preston, the whole of the Northwest, 5.2 million people. But I'll tell you what was brilliant. They'd introduced talking bus stops. So when you walk past, it got triggered, and my voice would say, "Here you are you listening to Scottie McClue?" And then they would turn around to see where the voice was coming from. And I'd say, "Yes, you, I'm talking to you."
Oh, goodness.
And then the other one was the theatre. At the theatre, I used to bust out through a big paper disc and say, "Make sure you're listening to me on Century Radio."
You know I love you, but I think I draw the line at bus stops. You shout at me at bus stops.
Shouting at us at a bus stop. People going, "What's he on about?" "Yes, I'm talking to you. You make sure you listen to my show."
It shows you clips of bus stops and buses with the slogan that they come up with here. It's brilliant. It's he's Dotty, he's Potty, he's Scotty.
And these were wonderful. I mean, they were wonderful agencies, you know. I mean, great stuff.
Yeah, lots of money. But listen, just quickly, I mean, the main thing that I found another rant, but last week you mentioned Bellahouston Park in Glasgow, right?
Yes. 1938.
It's a beautiful park.
Yes.
And for the entire history of the park up until about 40 years ago,
yes,
you could get a brilliant panoramic view of the whole of Glasgow.
Yes.
There are slopes on all sides. Then, when Pope John Paul II was visiting in 1982, if I recall correctly,
correct,
there was a particular religious zealot in Glasgow who formed some kind of street. They were chaining themselves to about 7 or 8 trees that were going to be uprooted in order to do the viewing platform for the Pope.
For His Holiness.
Absolute nutcases. But they made such a stink that Glasgow City Council, who are perpetually useless, this is 40 more than 40 years ago, and it's a continuing link of ridiculousness. But what they did was, all right, we're okay, don't worry, we're uprooting 6 trees, but we're going to put more trees down. So what they did was, in 1983, 84, they planted about 100 pine trees on the slope of the hill that you used to be able to look over to the city. And they put a tiny little concrete path up the middle. And no one, and now it's enormous trees.
Yes.
It's like a forest, but it is utterly useless. You know, you ask a woman if she would feel comfortable walking up that concrete pathway up there. It's designed for ne'er-do-wells to pounce. Right?
Well, I had, and all these parks, it's such a shame. They really want to, you know, make sure that they clamp down, because you should be able to walk through a park at any time of the day or night.
You know, I mentioned it before, but I lived in Montreal for a year back in about 20 odd years ago.
Uh-huh.
And Montreal has It's called Mont Royal, and it's right in the centre of Montreal. Montreal's actually an island, like a very small version of Manhattan, but right in the centre of it, it's this geological wart that sticks up. It's not high, but it's made into a park in the very centre of the island city, and you can go up there any time of day or night. It's absolutely beautiful, and you get a stunning view of the city, and you just can't do that. And
We used to go to Largs very, very late at night, drive and see the dawn and all sorts of things. It was wonderful.
Amazing. Me and Mrs. Tubbs went to one of our triannual trips to Millport on Wednesday.
Oh, how
because
lovely!
The weather was so good. Oh my goodness, God! And then I was a disgrace by the end of it. Then when I got back, one of my neighbours, we went out and drank out the back. Oh, I was a disgusting mess. I mean,
I'll tell you what I found about Millport is the seagulls take your chips.
Oh, not with me.
No.
No. I always take a special.
You draw the line at that.
I draw the line. I will not stand for seagulls. Anyway, listen, Scottie, I've been chatting away.
No, listen, it's great because, as I say, we've got no TikTokers tonight with a device. They'll be doing the nut, because they love the chat. But we've got we're live on Glasgow Essentials on Facebook, and as I said to well over 800,000 already in the last 28 days.
Well, if you pass on my warm regards to everybody in the wider internet,
yes,
I'll let you go and. What was it? No, hang on. Numpty said some. Numpty said some very quick. Just last one. I made this note.
Oh yes.
He mentioned about a bolt of lightning hitting the Vatican on the day that Pope Benedict.
He did. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I remember that at the time, and one of the supposedly quality broadsheets did a thing about the stats on that, and they compared it to the statistics of that happening on that particular day. It's the same statistical chance as you bumping into your neighbour in the supermarket.
Oh my!
People can look it up. Can I mention the newspaper's name, or would you prefer I didn't?
No, it doesn't matter. But what I will tell you, you mentioned about Bella Houston Park. Now, I had an auntie stayed in Paisley Road West, and on a Sunday afternoon when the family were all chatting, my dad would say, "Come on, we'll go for a wee walk." And he took me over to Bella Houston Park, and we went up to the top at the centre, and he pointed some old stones, and he said, "These are the stones for Bella Houston House." Right. And if you look at Glasgow, for instance, the campus for teacher training at Jordan Hill, part of your old stamping ground, that was Jordan Hill House, and it was a Crawfords with a big family, and at Jordan Hill there's still the Crawford building. So your Jordan Hill House, and then where the uni is now, put up in 1870, George Gilbert Scott, that was Gilmer Hill House that was pulled down at Hill Head to put up the university. So Glasgow had all that. You had Mary Hill House. You had Garscube House was massive. Campbell of Garscube. And these houses, the likes of Garscube was still around, I think, about 1960. If you go over to Rookin Glen Park in the south side, Thornley Bank House was there till about 1960. In other words, because Britain lost all its money firing brass into the desert for 6 years, all these houses paid the price.
Well, the thing about Bella Houston Park is it was a major thing for me when I was when I was a teenager. We'd cycle over all the way from outside the city, and it was just such a lovely place to spend time on. But listen, I'll let you go.
Aye.
But take care of yourself, man, and more callers will come in.
There are good things happening, and I say to you, Dinky-Doo.
Now I've said my piece. I've said my rant.
I've said my piece. That's it. That's all you're getting, Dinky-Doo. That's our Tups were hey. Always a very good call. And guys, we could probably squeeze you in tonight because, as I say, for some reason, we don't have the TikTokers. One of the devices wouldn't kick off. The Empire Exhibition, says Tony. Tony, you're 100% right. 1938, you had the Empire Exhibition. And Denny's of Dumbarton built two little boats. I worked on one of them, the Ashton and the Leven. In fact, I don't think Tups is old enough to remember the Ashton and the Leven going to Milpert from Largs. And they were built in 1938 at Denny's, engined by Glenifer Engines in Annie's Land. And they were used to view the building of the Queen Elizabeth, the big Cunarder, being built in 1938 during the Empire Exhibition in Bellahouston Park. Absolutely fantastic. Now, who else have we got here? Lots and lots of you guys. A really good turnout. I'm loving it with the Facebook page for Glasgow Essentials. So big stuff. And that's going to be a growing market for you. And somebody was saying the other day, to them, the Scottie McClue show is the best show on the internet. So I was really quite chuffed by that. Quite chuffed. The best show on the internet. And of course, as your radio stations and your television stations are dumbing down all the time, we probably need to have more of this. So I think we should be looking at more Scottie McClue, and that is on the stocks. So get used to it. I say to you, what is it they say now? Suck it up. You'll just have to suck it up. But that's what we're getting. There's the wonderful Paul. Says, good evening, Scottie. I hope you're well. Gordon says, hello, McClue. Agnes sends her love. She had, oh, what a shame. Don't know if I should read this out. She had a wetting accident on the bus today. She was so delighted to see you. Poor Agnes. I don't think we should embarrass Agnes by saying too much about that. It could happen to any of us. Should maybe sneezed or something like that and had a wee accident. That's the sort of idea. There's the wonderful D, Dinky-Doo D. Good evening, Scottie and listeners. We're loving having you with us, D. George says, working class woman. Yes, well, no, I think any class of women. In fact, I don't actually hold with class. I don't buy into the class system. Scottie, am I in that Who's Who book on the shelf behind you? Would you be under N for numpty heed? You're a star ton, Scottie, as Agnes proves, not a dry seat in the house. George says, so there you are. So, no, George, I don't think we should label people who have a wetting accident as working class. I think it could happen to anybody. Everybody's plumbing is kind of arranged in the same fashion. I don't think that changes. And it goes right across any social divide. But I don't believe in the social divide. And a guy on today, we've been talking about the national anthem and the King. And about 10,000 people have joined us just today to discuss this. 10,000 people. It's incredible. It's very humbling for Scottie McClue. And they've been discussing, the whole thing about the King. And this guy said, I'm a Republican. I bow to no one. And I told him this was a poor show, that everyone should bow to everyone else out of basic respect and manners. So instead of us seeing street violence in our wonderful country, or once wonderful country, we should be seeing manners. So let's reintroduce manners. That's what I say. Numpty, I'm quite sure you're in many books. Has nobody ever said to you, you're booked? I think Numpty should phone tonight, actually. I really do. It's wonderful stuff because we don't have the TikTokers and the Facebookers and the YouTubers. I think there will be a space for you, Numpty Heed. So come on and tell us. What do you think, guys? Do you buy into the class system? McClue doesn't. People are people. And I've met the lot. So there you are. I tell you, I have met the lot. Who else have we got here? Susan and Kareem having a little chat there with a gentleman on talking gibberish. So we had to delete his messages. He was talking gibberish. There's the wonderful Richard Tanner. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Rich. How lovely to have you with us. No TikTok tonight, Rich. I'll have to go and do it again later, I think. Dinky-Doo, so Scottie McClue, says Mr. Potato Heed. The bus driver was very understanding, says Gordon, and gave Agnes a plastic sheet to sit on. I wonder where he got that, Gordon. Or maybe the bus drivers have such things just for that kind of emergency. I think we should be told. So there you are. So do tell us what you think about that. Absolutely amazing. Mr. Potato Head has retracted his message. What was your message, Mr. Potato Head? I tell you, there's the wonderful Ian. Hello, big man. Hello, Ian. How lovely to see you, and a big dinky-doo to you. Ian, I don't know if you've heard Glasgow Essentials. 800,000 have watched in the last 28 days. Incredible. There we are. Middle class is working class, says Tony. Well, you see, I think you'll find that the snobbery comes from people who see themselves, I'm nothing me, I'm just working class. Why would you ever say that you are nothing? Why would anybody ever say that? You know, so you'll find that the biggest snobs are the one who are attacking, you know, the so-called higher ups. If you didn't have them, they wouldn't be there. It was Dinky-Doo. Don't know why it was retracted. Ah, I see, Potato Head. So there we are. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, if you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome to you. A lot of you joining us on Glasgow Essentials tonight on the Facebook page. So get yourselves on there and be with us. And remember, 9 o'clock Saturday night, that's McClue time. So there we have it. Tony, that's a very interesting philosophy there, that middle class is working class. Guys, the telephone lines are open. 0141 628 9795. If you'd like to come on and have a wee chat, then you'd be very welcome. We were hoping Numpty Head might come on. There we go. I tell you, Gordon says that some buses carry a spill pack for wetting accidents, a spill pack. And what's in a spill pack? Are there any spills in it? Do you remember spills? Spills you used to be able, there were little wooden sticks that you could light things with. A spill. You could get a light from the fire and light a paraffin lamp with a spill. I tell you, whereas nowadays we just ask people to spill. You're live at Scotty's Fun In. Who's that?
What's in a spill pack?
Oh. There we are. That was her. Who would that be? Who used to go, who used to do that? Oh, I'll tell you who did it. The dog on the wooden tops in a Friday afternoon. What was the dog called? Was it Spot? And he used to go, roar, roar, like that. Yes. Now, I keep trying to get Mrs. Tops to phone in and spill the beans, but she refuses. Well, Tops, not everybody has your sort of gregarious style of communication. See what I did there? Sorry about the non-split infinitive. A man with class is just a man which brought up with a silver spoon in their mouth. Well, I don't think so, Potato Heat. I think that gentlemen are born. They used to say, what's the definition of a gentleman? And one of the ones I found was a man that uses his butter knife when dining alone. You see? So I thought that was quite nice. So there were. Tatsuhei says gregarious equals drunk. They used to say, what a man thinks when he's sober comes out when he's drunk. I wonder. So there we have it. I tell you. My goodness, I can't believe how fast the time's going. We've only got about another 20 minutes, 22 minutes. What has happened? Ian, I hope you are well and that you are enjoying the Glasgow Essentials. It's telling me here I've got a slow connection. Has anybody got a problem with a connection tonight? Spotty Dog. So it wasn't Spot, it was Spotty Dog. Did I say Spot? So that I wasn't too far away. I was only a TY off it. So there was Spotty Dog. Yes, before my time, Potato Head. You came up with that far too quick. It wasn't before your time. You had Watch with Mother on the television. Television came on at, I think it came on at 1 o'clock. And you got the BBC News. There was no BBC Two. There was just the BBC. And then in 1957, in Scotland, STV came along. In 1955, independent television had opened up in London, Associated Rediffusion, and Birmingham and Manchester. So there you have it. And then about 6 years later, you had Grampian Television in Aberdeen and Border Television in Carlisle. Absolutely fantastic. And then all the others sort of filled in. There were 15 ITV stations. But Watch with Mother came on after the news. And on Monday, it was a very polite lady with Picture Book. On Tuesday, it was Andy Pandy and Luby Lou. On Wednesday, it was the Flower Pot Men. And on a Thursday, it was three adorable little creatures called Rag, Tag, and Bobtail. And on a Friday, it was the Wooden Tops. And you had Sam, who was the handyman. And you had Spotty Dog that went row, row. And that was the Wooden Tops on a Friday. And that was your children's programs, children's television. What have we got here? All good here, says D. Well, Scotty, I say we all even come into this world with nothing and leave with nothing. We leave the same way, but some better than other. We live the same way, but some better than others. Who is this? You're live on Scotty's phone in.
Hello, Scotty.
Hello, Numpty Head. I had to take down your first two comments, not just because they were downright rude, but we went a little bit late because we couldn't get the TikTokers up. So I apologize.
That's no excuse. You're right, Scotty.
You know?
Punctuality is very important when
Yeah,
you've got
yeah,
the
but you see,
talk show
you
on
should,
the internet.
yeah, but you should never ever criticize when you don't know the whole story.
Well, don't blame me if your devices don't work.
Well, that's true. It's not your fault. I have to say
No.
that, and I can't work out what went wrong.
So you're lucky I don't live in Glasgow. I'd be at your door.
Your door, and would I get 2 black eyes?
Get 2 black eyes.
Don't try that at home now, folks. That was for entertainment purposes only. Now then, Numpty, how are you?
Oh, well, listen, first of all, right, can I apologise for phoning up last week blaming you for giving me the cold?
Yes, I thought that was just slightly short of cruel.
It was a chest infection. No a cold you gave me. It was a chest infection. See, well, what you got to say for yourself? You're not going to apologise. I've still got it.
You've still got it, a chest infection, so it wasn't a cold. Listen, Numpty, wait till you hear this. Here's Richard. Should not have classes. We're all born the same, eat, drink, and sleep the same, in my opinion, but I don't want to offend anyone. I think Richard's quite right. I don't hold with class, and Scotland doesn't hold with a class system. And Mark Twain says a gentleman, this is you, Numpty Heed, is someone who knows how to play the banjo and doesn't.
Aye. I phoned up just to hear that nonsense, you know that. Now, listen, I've been thinking of some questions to ask you.
Oh,
you
well.
know what I'm like.
And we all know what you're like. I think you should ask away.
Are you going to let me finish?
Yes, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving you permission. Manners, gentlemen.
Aye.
Permission.
Aye, where was I? Oh, aye.
Aye.
You know, I like to phone in, Scottie, with so little to say, with so much time to say it in.
Numpty Head, you've always got a lot to say, and we're always short of time when you've been on. So don't be too humble.
It's you that does all the talking. I can have.
I've never said a word since you came on.
Rubbish. Now, these are the questions I've come up with, Scottie.
Yes.
What's your name? Where are you from? And if you win, what will you do with the money?
Right. So you want people to tell us.
What's your name?
The first name. First name.
Do with the money?
First names only. Right. I'll just make a note. Right. So first name, where they're from, and what they do with the money. Have you won the lottery again?
No, these are questions for you, Scottie.
Well, I have to ask people.
Before we take a break halfway through.
Right, so I have to ask people to phone us up and tell us their first name, where they're from, and what would they do if they had money.
No, what do they spend the money on if they win?
If they win the lottery?
No.
Well, win what?
The game show. These are the only questions I can think of.
Oh, I see. You've got a game show now.
No. You asked me to phone in, right? And I thought, well, what will I phone in about?
The game show.
All right, I'll ask them some questions.
Right.
Like, what's your name? Where are you from? And if you win, what will you do with the money? Simple questions. Yet you've taken 10 minutes and you've still answered one of them.
Well, that's right. Well, my name's Scottie, and I'm from Glasgow, originally Greenock, and the money I would give a good whack of it away to deserving people, including your good self.
Very good.
You see?
Oh, listen, Kimball.
Because you've been very generous in your time.
Aye. They've got me on medication, Scottie.
Again? Oh, no, is that no for your chest?
Aye. And they've got me on the antibiotics and the steroids, so that's why I'm sober.
I worry about your chest. Did you not tell me the doctor told you to stand at the window and stick your tongue out as far as it would go?
Aye.
And when you
Aye,
said to him, "What's this for?" he said, "I don't like the woman across the road."
Aye. Now listen, you guys join me on Monday for special prayers.
Special prayers? What is special prayers for? For your well-being.
But no, Hearts are playing Rangers, and I want Hearts to get beat, so I'm going to be praying.
Why would you want? Oh, you want Hearts to get beat?
Aye. Did you think I meant the Rangers to get beat? I want Rangers to win.
I'll tell you. What about if Hibs were playing Rangers? Would
That's
you?
to come, Scotty. That's to come. That's all right.
Would you want the Rangers to win there? Would you still want the Rangers to win?
Aye.
Aye.
I didn't want Hearts to win.
Why no? Are they? What's the problem? I thought you and Hertz went back a long way.
Aye, for the wrong reason.
Megahertz.
Listen, I can't what it's like for the old firm now when one doesn't want the other to win the league.
Now, Hertz have got, while you're on, Hertz have got This Is My Story, This Is My Song, right?
Aye.
This is my story, this is my song. What about what do you have? Have the Hibs got one like that?
I don't know, Scotty. I remember their songs for years ago, like Glory, Glory to the High Bees.
I remember that. Glory, glory to the high bees.
Aye, that's the one.
Up the Easter Road. That's it. That's the one. And what about, see, Glasgow has Partick Thistle. And when I was wee, we used to shout, everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. We are the Jaggies, the Jaggy Bunnets.
Aye. Well, listen, I'm having a can of iced coffee.
Here's a man that says Celtic will win the Morra and Hearts draw on Monday.
I'd rather Celtic win the Morra than Hibs, even though I'm happy, because I didn't want Hearts getting closer to winning 3 points. Because
right.
They're only 4 games away, Scotty.
Oh.
I'm going to suffer for the rest of my life.
It's getting a bit hot. Well, what I've been discussing with the nation is, should we go back to singing God Save the King for the World Cup and dump the flower of Scotland?
No, because I can play the flower of Scotland on the Mythy.
All right.
God Save the King, I can't.
I'll need to try that. That's very interesting, because I've got the wee 4-note Mythy.
Aye.
You know, so I'll need to have a look at that numpty heat and see what's what. Now, is your chest getting better?
Yes, well, it was Tuesday I went to the doctor.
Yes.
And they put me on a 5-day course. Well, I'm 3 days into it, Scotty. I'm 3 days into my medication with a 5-day course.
Right.
And I'm feeling improvements coming on.
This is good. We like this.
It was worse before I went to the doctor, and it does seem to be making improvements, if you can where I'm coming.
Ken, where you're coming. So you're catching your breath a bit easier. Are you able to go out with a wee Doug?
Aye. But the thing is, like, I was getting breathless, you know. So I chuck the ball with a handle, so it goes forever.
Oh, I know the one you mean. Ken, the chuckers, a chucker.
Aye.
And is the wee man away after it at the toot?
Aye, and he brings it back, Scotty. He brings it back.
I think that's wonderful.
So it gets chucked again.
I think you've knocked it off. No, wee Clyde was great. I told you the story about him bringing the golf balls back.
Aye, well, the thing is, I've taken him doing, you know, the muscle behind the race courses.
Ken, I know it well. I used to stage just up the road.
Aye, well, it's great for chucking the ball in there.
Ah.
Away from all the traffic.
Of course, that's what you want.
Absolutely.
And then you've got all the lovely beaches out there as well.
Right, Listen, I'm getting breathless just talking to you.
Right,
Can
you'd
you?
better go. I want you well. And get your chest properly rubbed and get that clear.
Aye, well, fair away your rubbish.
I'm wondering if maybe a piece of Thermogene would help you. Do you know what that is?
Aye. Now listen, there's 10 minutes left, Scotty.
No,
Use these 10 minutes wisely.
we always do.
Stop talking rubbish.
Oh, I've never heard so much nonsense in all my life. Right, there you are. That's your numpty. He's away. I tell you. Hang on in there, numpty, says Tony. Ian says no. I thought you said Celtic were going to win tomorrow, Ian. And Hertz draw on Monday, big man. They're one big man, of course, absolutely. It's expensive, but pretty amazing. Graham has said, don't drink on an empty head. All right. So there you are. So do be careful. Robert says, spend it. What's your favourite place in Scotland for a fish supper, Scotty? I think Anstruther or Einster is a very good bet. We used to stop in the days before the A9 and we'd call in Ochterarder. They did lovely fish and chips. You're live at Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Absolutely. Mon the Hoop says Bryn Breeds, I tell you. No, you Scotland shouldn't dump flower of Scotland as Wales dumped land of my fathers. I don't think Wales have dumped land of my fathers, but Wales is a principality. Scotland is a kingdom. So there you are. So tell us what you think about that. Now, who else have we got? Good one, Tony. Thank you for looking after Numpty. Guys, I'm just looking at the time here. I can't believe it. We've only got 7 minutes, and tonight we've been quite thin on the ground simply because we don't have the TikTokers. And they are normally absolutely in there. They will be furious. They will be absolutely billing the TikTokers. I tell you, so I'll have to do them a special show. We'll maybe do one later tonight, or we'll do one tomorrow for the TikTokers. I think that would be fair. So there you go. So Mr. Potato, he doesn't want us to dump Flower of Scotland, but Flower of Scotland has never, ever been the Scottish national anthem. It's a very nice folk song. And you'll see we've done a video for it on YouTube and on Glasgow Essentials. Get following at Glasgow Essentials, guys. Very, very important. So there you go. Now, who else have we got here? Maybe Ian saying, don't be dumping Flower of Scotland. That might be what he's saying. And Brune Breed is saying, Mon the Hoops. Time's dragging without them, says Tony. Without the TikTokers. Oh, yes. I mean, there's a difference, but I didn't know we didn't have them till we'd actually started, if you see what I mean. So it was a very last minute thing. I was just trying to get the TikTokers up, and the device for the TikTokers wouldn't fire up. So I shall have to look into that. There we are, and see what's what. Maybe we're just trying to do too much, guys. That's a huge possibility. I wouldn't actually say time dragged. We've had some very good calls tonight and some excellent comments and some very, very good discussion. So I don't share your lack of enthusiasm for tonight. I think it's been an excellent show. I tell you. So who else have we got here? Sean, can I jump in? There's a reasonably new place in Largs, right by the main car park. It's the best fish and chips I've had. Good one, Topsway. Thank you for that. Very, very much appreciated, I tell you. So there we go. So no, I wouldn't say time dragging, but we also have encountered connection problems tonight. just very, very busy. Say too, very, very busy. Been a good show tonight, Scottie, says Susan. Susan, you are so lovely, and thank you for that. I think it's been an excellent show tonight, and we've had a lot of people coming out the woodwork that we don't normally see. So I'm certainly up for that big style, I can tell you. There we are, and lots of lovely hearts popping up. Everybody's popping up the hearts. I don't think that's to do with hearts. I don't think it's this is my story, this is my song type hearts. The price of a fish supper these days. Well, how much are you paying for a fish supper? Because I haven't bought one for some time, just due to very busy scheduling. Guys, never ever pronounce schedule. It's a schedule. All right, very busy scheduling. I haven't had time to drop off and get fish and chips. So what are we paying for fish and chips? Don't say the shop, but tell me the price, and we'll see what is what. In the days when I used to take a drink, take alcohol, whiskey used to make me cry, and that was the price. So there you are, 12 quid for a decent fish supper. For goodness sake. I can remember it at 4 and 6pence. 4 and 6pence would be 22.5p. What is going on, guys? 12 quid. Has anybody been able to pay less than 12 quid? I think we should be told. I think it's very, very important. Tell us, guys. Anybody paying less than 12 quid? Still not heard from wee Davy. Do you remember him? Brunbreed? Absolutely. It's £1 for a pickled onion. No. Schedule. Absolutely proper pronunciation. Like nuclear versus nuclear. We love it. Schedule or schedule. Still not heard from wee Davy. No, I'm sorry about that. We haven't. That's 2 fish, says Tony. Ah, got you, Tony. 2 fish. I tell you. Guys, we're going to have to dash. It's been beautiful being with you. Stay fabulous. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I've enjoyed being with you. This is Scottie McClue saying dinky-doo to every single one of you. Stick out your tongue and say, stick out your tongue and say, ba-ba. Ba-ba. There we go. And who have we got here saying dinky-doo to all the beautiful YouTubers? I tell you, stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Ba-ba. Ba-ba.